Hi there and welcome to my channel. I'm Natasha and today I'm going to be showing you the very first page that I've done in 2023, which is thinking all about my word for the year. And I started this off by reflecting back on my word for 2022, which was reconnect. And I'd made this little card for 2022 that I'd had up in my loft space where I do my artwork, and I decided I wanted to use that as part of my journaling. So I started off by reflecting on this first page of 2022 and the ways in which I'd reconnected, not just with family and friends, and but also with other things, my faith and things that God was calling me to. And then on the other page, my intention was to journal for my word for this year, which is adventure. Which seems a bit of a scary word for me to choose. Adventure. We'll see where that takes us this year. So once I'd done some journaling, I decided to add some collage. And I wasn't really thinking much about the collage at this point. I was just popping it on the page and seeing, just to get that journaling covered up. And yeah, I'd just been reflecting on that word reconnect and the things that I'd reconnected in back in 2022. As I kind of alluded to, the word adventure that I've chosen for this year isn't one that I'd naturally be drawn to. But it just kept popping up. It kept popping up in things I was reading. And then I was reading 1 Corinthians in preparation for a service we were doing. And in the Message version, it talks about this spiritual adventure that God is taking us on. And it was that just really grabbed me, and I thought, yes, this is my word for 2023. You can see now I'm just adding some little rings. This is one of my favourite techniques to do, using a cardboard tube and adding some acrylic ink I've added to mine, and just using that to make some marks. And then I decided to add some white acrylic just to some of those spaces where I didn't have anything. So off screen, I've made a little pocket using the page that was next in between these two pages, which was a vellum page, and I decided I wanted to use that to create a little pocket. So I had torn it down to size and then stitched it onto the page, and then that other side, the back side of it, I will probably collage over when it comes to it. And then I'm just having a look, playing around with some fabrics, thinking about where I might use those. I was really drawn to this yellow colour. And then I simply add Goodbye 2022 into the top of this page, as a way of saying goodbye, I guess, to the year. So the next step then was to add some paint to the page, and I made like a creamy white colour using a peach colour I've got, and I decided to go over a lot of the collage on the pocket page. It just felt a little bit too busy, and like that collage was just a bit too prominent. And then I go on to add some paint to the other side of the page where it's got lots of writing on. At the moment I couldn't journal on there or do anything on that page really, because it's too heavily, got too much text on there, so I add some paint to that too. So the next step then was to add some collage to that page, because I didn't really like how it was looking with the paint over the text. There was still just too much going on. So I grabbed my collage stash again and just started adding some different papers to the page just to add some interest. Just thinking about different types of paper that I might like to use. I then decided that I wanted to add a flap into my book so that I could do the journaling underneath the picture, and it would kind of be like a secret compartment. So I had found this idea from Meg Journals of just to add this kind of extra flap into a page that's already there. So I started to stick some different collage papers onto the side, and I found this gorgeous picture in a book that I got in the charity shop. It's got lots of floral illustrations in, that's the word, lots of floral illustrations. It's a really pretty book, and so yeah, I added this kind of little flappy door, and then that's where I decided to do my journaling, was underneath the flap, and not to cover it up, so that I could read back on it next year and see what I'd written, and see, yeah, I guess the sort of things that I'd been thinking about at the start of 2023. So here's the final journal page. Off screen I've added that ribbon down the middle of the page, and I've also stitched it just at the top, and I might stitch it at the bottom as well, but at the moment it's just at the top. I've also added my word for the year, adventure, and added a little bit more of that yellow ribbon just to tie in with the side, and I've added some gold splatters to that illustration as well, just to add a little bit more interest. And then inside the journal is my journaling. So I wouldn't normally leave a page looking so raw, but I quite liked it, and I've used a white gel pen just to write down my thoughts, my prayers for the year ahead, and then that's hidden inside this little flap, this sort of extra page, and it gave me a little bit more space for journaling on as well, because they were quite small pages. So then the only thing left for me to do really is to add the date stamp. I don't add date stamps to all the pieces that I do, but I just felt with this one that I would really like to add the 1st of January, which is when I did this page, to it. So I'm just using sort of a stamp to add that to the top of the page. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you've had a wonderful Christmas and Happy New Year, and I hope that you've had some time to journal and to reflect and to spend time with God over this season too. Let me know if you've got a word for the year. I'd love to see your pages that you've done with yours, or if you've got a word that you've chosen, just leave a comment below. And until next time, thank you for watching. Goodbye.